All right, our essential question today is, can you solve open sentences involving absolute value? What is an open sentence, guys? Does it only have one answer? No, it could have multiple answers, right?
Yes.
What is absolute value? Let's see who knows the real definition for absolute value. Nice. You do need to know that absolute value is a distance. It does not just mean everything turns positive, right? All right, so let's look at example 1. Notice it says to do two things. The first thing it says to do is to, and then to. When I teach absolute value, I like a visual, so I teach a plus and a minus of absolute value. So I'm actually going to write it over here. We have to write this 2 times because remember we have opposite numbers like 3 and -3. So you have 2 distances of the same. So I typically tell my students, hey, we're going to make one a positive and one a negative. And here's what I mean when I say the not negative. The positive, we're going to write it straight across the way you see it. 2s plus 3 equals 5. But the negative, everything from the inequality and over will flip. So right now this is an equal sign, but when we have an inequality, we'll flip that. If it was a binomial, we would change all of the signs. In this case, it is not. So all I'm going to do is change that positive 5 to what? A negative 5. Good guess. So we're just solving each. Solving on the left side. Start us out, Claire.
So minus the on each side.
Good. So what is s equal to?
S equals 2.
Well, we're going to divide by 2, so s is equal to? 1. Awesome. Solving on the right side, Brody. Subtract 3, so we get -8. And what is s equal to, everyone? -4. So notice I have 2 options. Nothing is less than or greater than. So how do I graph if I have an option that's not less than and greater than? We're just going to put a dot. So I'm going to show my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And at 1, I'm going to put a closed circle because it is equal to 1. Capiche? Closed circle?
Yeah.
At 4, I'm going to put a closed circle. -4. Let's erase. I have to go this way. Sorry, guys. See how we all make mistakes? 1, 2, 3, -4. And we're going to put a closed dot at -4. Thanks, guys. Cool? At example 2, I'm going to let you guys solve this one on your own, but let's set it up together. How will I set up the positive side? We always have a plus and a negative. Remember, the positive side is going to set up just like you see it. So it's just going to be 3 minus k is less than 2. Don't solve it now. How will I set up the negative side? 3 minus k. Remember I told you you're going to change everything from here on over? So I'm going to change the less than to greater than. And I'm going to change the 2 to a. All right, take a minute and solve that. K is greater than 1, K is less than 5? Yes. All right, I have to graph. So I'm going to show my graph. Hey, look at that. Totally didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. I'm going to show 1. I'm going to show a 5. Open or close circle on 1? Open. Going which way? Open or close circle on 5? Open. Going to the left. Go ahead and try this one, guys. Okay, I'm going to switch. So if I were you, I would go ahead and switch and put the absolute value over here. And then make it greater than, because notice the absolute value is chomping at the greater than 3/2. So remember, when you write the positive, Let me blow this thing up. When you write the positive, you're going to write it as 2 plus 1/2 x is greater than or equal to 3/2. And when you write the negative, you're going to write 2 plus 1/2 x is less than or equal to 3/2. I'm totally running out of room. Yeah, you have to make this little guy negative. So remember, you're going to flip the inequality to less than or equal to, and you're going to change the sign to negative. Moving on, let's eliminate fractions first. I'm going to multiply everything through by 2. So I have 4 plus 2's would cancel out, so that would just be x is greater than or equal to 3. Are you guys good? Sorry, I'm drawing over my line. And let's continue to solve. When I subtract 4, x is greater than or equal to what? Good. And let's eliminate fractions over here. We're going to multiply it by that 2 again. So we get 4 plus x is less than or equal to what? Negative 3. And when I solve over here, what is x less than or equal to? Negative 7. Open or close circle on negative 1. Close circle going greater, so that's this way. Open or close circle on negative 7. That's a negative 1. Close circle going less than. All right, so let's go ahead. With a problem like this, we're going to get rid of everything around the absolute value first. And then I'm going to divide by a negative 3. Remember, when I divide by a negative, I flip the inequality. So from here is where I line up my plus and my minus. My plus will be 4x minus 7 is less than or equal to 1. My minus will be 4x minus 7 is greater than or equal to negative 1. And from there, we're going to solve.